Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to Crafty Pretty. Today I'm going to be using pastes to write a slogan and my name on this bottle here. I have not used paste before on here. Usually I just use vinyl, but as I was saying in my last video, I just thought this was too pretty just for plain sort of vinyl to go onto it. So I'm going to try something different. I'm going to try like an ombre effect with these pastes. These pastes are from Glitz Craft. I got like 8 different colours of them, or 7 different colours because I got 2 rose golds because it was just amazing. And it's quite glittery once it's on as well, and it says it can go on most surfaces. So I'm going to give it a go on here and see if that works and how it works and if it stays on. So this is sort of like a tutorial, but also an experiment. So we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to be doing the name in canvas. Obviously you can just do it straight onto, you know, your scan and cut, but I wanted more choice of fonts, so I'm doing it on the canvas workspace. It's not my favorite thing to use because it's very clunky to use. Usually I do my designs in Silhouette, but I'm trying to do more scan and cut tutorials, so I'm doing it in canvas today. And I'm using the stencil vinyl. I actually bought this a few years ago and I don't think I even used it. I can't remember what I bought it for, but I think it was about 2 years ago when I first got my Silhouette machine. Yeah, so you cut it out as normal, and then you apply it to your surface, I suppose, like this. I've not done it before, so we're going to be doing it together. And then I'm going to put my paste in the middle of it, and then take it off, I suppose, and then hopefully it stays on there and it's all secure. So what we're first going to do is design the wording. So the words that I want on there, actually, I was going to do my name, but what I think I'm going to do is something a little different. It's my new sort of theme that I'm working on, kind of. So I suppose we'll use that. Just pop that there. So I'm going to have it say, cry about it, learn. This is like one of my mottos. From it. And what I like about this is if I was using vinyl, I would not do this much sort of small wording, just because it's got more chance of falling off. But obviously because I'm using paste, it's, you know, more chance of staying on because it doesn't need to be connected. It doesn't really matter. Learn from it, and then you might have to cover your ears for this one, guys. MTFO. I'd usually write that in full, but oh dear, from it. So I'm doing like a whole series on this slogan. I came up with the idea last year sometime. I think I was speaking to someone on my Instagram page, and they asked me something, and I was like, yeah, this is what you need to do. I was like, yeah, that's quite a good slogan. I need to, you know, use that more. But you know, with so many projects on the go, I've not really had a chance to use it. But I think now's the time. So as you can see, let me zoom in a little bit more so you can see what I'm doing here. Okay, that's a bit better. So I'm just trying to see what font I want. I usually like Cairo. Cairo is quite a nice font. Let's have a look. Maybe I'll do each line in a different font. So cry about it. I'll extend that out a bit. Cry about it. Learn from it. Yep, that's cool. I like that. And then this one, I think this one should be like block. Yeah, that's the one. And I want this in that curly whirlies. That's an official term, curly whirly writing. If anyone didn't know. What I like is that there's a good selection of fonts on here. Actually, I think I want Learn From It in Liverpool. Quite a relaxed writing, isn't it? Yeah, cry about it, learn from it, MTFO from it. Maybe I'll change this one. What I would usually do is, well, I might do it actually. Put it closer together and then weld. So, I don't usually use canvas. I use it like very limitedly, so I'm not as quick on here as I am on, yeah, there we go, on say, on Silhouette. I think that's close enough. Yeah, and then we can mold it. Yes, that'll do. Could have done it closer, but that'll do for now. I think I want this in big because this is like the whole motto of the thing, isn't it? Do this on a different font here. Thinking, what am I feeling for this? Something a bit more relaxed, maybe. So many to choose from. The amount of times I've gone through these fonts, it's incredible. Because it's got the same ones on Silhouette Studio. Curls. Yeah, why not? Why not? Okay, I think we're ready to do this now. I hope this stencil vinyl is good for weeding, otherwise we're going to have an issue. Actually, what I might do is write, yes, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to write in here what each one is. So move the on. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I hope that's not difficult to read. So I don't know how intricate this stencil vinyl will get. Yeah, we'll give it a go. Why not? What's the worst that can happen, right? And I'll do it in block as well to make it a bit easier. Do it all capitals. Sorry guys, bit of profanity here. Bit of profanity here. Just doing a block one, so it's got a better chance of being done. So what I've got to remember when I'm doing this, is that I'm reverse reading it, because usually I would take out the words and stick it on, but I'm taking the words out and I'm using the mask of it to then put the paste inside of. So that's what I've got to remember, because I'm not used to doing that. I'm usually obviously doing it the other way around. Yeah, I really don't like this canvas because it drives me crazy. If you're trying to find, like, click on something, it doesn't click on the right bit. Oh, drives me nuts. That's why if I'm designing stuff, I just do it straight onto the canvas, straight onto the scan and cut. It's so much easier, even though it's limited what you can do. It's easier than trying to irritate yourself doing it like this. That's the sort of nonsense that happens. Now remember guys, this is an experiment. And you know, when I'm doing experiments sometimes, like I remember I was using embossing powder on my machine. And so I was like, oh my God, you're so brave. I don't know how you could do that. I was like, girl, if you don't try it, you never know if it's going to work. It's only a machine at the end of the day. You know, no one's going to die. Nothing's going to explode. You'll be fine. It's just a machine. Do you know what I mean? I think the less precious you are with your machine, the further you're going to get with it, because the more risks you'll take. Yeah, I like that. Yes, I do. Right, so what I'm going to do is I am going to group that together so that I can align all of this. Beautiful. Yes, 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 yes. Loving it. Okay. I won't group it together to send to the machine. Okay, so right, I'm going to send it to my machine now. I've got to see how big I actually need it. I need to measure. What I'll do is just put a piece of paper there. See, it's dented a little bit, but that's why I always test these bottles out before I sort of make them to sell. So that's what I'm doing at the moment, just to make sure they're sturdy for when I actually give them to people to buy. Okay, so I'm just going to put a piece of paper here. Maybe start from there like that. Just there like that. That size. That's how I do my measuring anyway. So when I'm going to sort out the next bit. So next I'm going to bring out my scan and cut, and we're going to get ready to cut out the stencil. So I've got my scan and cut all set up now. Just going to retrieve the pattern that I sent across from my machine. So it's here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just move it a bit closer to each other so that I can make it a bit bigger. Okay, I'm going to select all of it and then align it again. Okay, that's fine. Right, I've put the vinyl on my mat. I've had to use lots of tape on it actually, because my mat is in desperate need of retacking, and because I'm going to be doing a tutorial for people who don't know how to do it. I've not done it yet, so okay, so we can see that it doesn't quite fit on there, so I need to make it a bit smaller, a little bit smaller. So I'm going to select all of it and group it. Then I can just make it smaller to fit on there. It's quite narrow, isn't it? I don't know if it's going to be too sort of narrow now to fit, to make any sense. Okay, let's see what that looks like up close. Yeah, you can read it. I don't know if you'll be able to read the little tiny words on the inside. Okay, I'm just going to do a test cut as well. As I said, I've not used this vinyl for a long time, so I want to make sure that that it, will cut. Okay, I'm going to start on a 6, just because this blade is really blunt. Actually, let's try 5. This blade is really blunt. I need to get a new blade. Okay, Okay, let's see if this test. Okay, that's the test cut there. Let's see if that's all right. Oh, that's perfect actually. Perfect, perfect. So we can continue with that. Okay. So just press continue, and it's just going to keep cutting there. Oh, it's actually quite big. Oh, it's getting a bit hairy. Got a bit weird there. Just here. So I'm just going to pause it and see if I can lay that back down there. Just so that it doesn't, there's not an issue with it. Okay, I'll just leave that there for now. Let's continue. Maybe because my blade is so blunt, that's why it's pulling it up a little bit. Because usually I never have a problem cutting vinyl. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to take out the curly whirly writing. So I'm going to remove this curly whirly writing. The rest of it seems to be okay for now. So I'm going to keep going and then just redo that bottom bit there. My kids have just arrived. I can hear them coming up the stairs, so you're going to hear a bit of noise any second now. Just a little warning. Hey guys.
You got what? Whoa.
Actually, it's not too bad. I thought the tiny little bits of writing would be difficult for it to do, but for the most part it seems to be coming out, so yeah, I think that's alright. Yeah, great. I'm just going to get it up so you can see it. Okay, so I just need to redo the from it. You know, the from it that I did. Obviously the curly whirly wasn't the best cut for this sorts of vinyl. So I'm going to just really quickly do it on here using one of the fonts that's on here. So I'm just going to go to add, go to the letters. Which one? We'll just use one of these. So should I do from it in cap? No, I'll do it in small. That'll do. Just make it smaller. Make it longer as well. So what I'll do is when I've finished, I'm going to cut round it. So obviously it doesn't affect it being a mask. And add it on separately. So let's cut that. We can get rid of the rest of it now. So select all apart from this one, 2, Actually, I don't know if that's in there properly. Okay, so select all, so delete everything apart from the from it that we've just done. Okay. Okay, perfect. Okay, so I'm just going to take away the scan and cut now. We don't need that anymore, and I'm going to start weeding. So I'm ready to transfer my decal onto the bottle. So I've wiped this down with methylated spirits. I did a test the area first to make sure it'll be okay on this sort of chromish, you know, exterior, and it was fine. So I did the rest of the bottle. And then I've got the decal here, and I've got my transfer tape. So I just use, I can't remember what it's called. You know what you put on, you know, books when you're in school to cover it over. That's what I use. So I just put it over the top. Just make it adhere as much as it can to pick everything up that's there. And it should have picked everything up. It's going to be a little bit more fiddly when it comes to the little tiny pieces, but we'll see. We'll see how we get on. It's picking everything up, so that's good. Yeah, it's got everything quite cleanly there. Wow, I'm quite surprised at that. I thought it would have been difficult when it came to the little tiny pieces, but it's fine. I'm quite proud of that, actually. Okay, so we're going to put it onto the bottle now. Just going to find space to put it on. Make sure it's nice and straight as well. I think about here will do. So how I do it is I put it in the middle. I might have to undo that a little bit. I'm actually quite liking this this vinyl. It seems to be quite sticky on here. So I do it down the middle first when it's on a curve, and then I fan it out from there. Just gonna do it like that first, and sort of just place these bits. Yeah. It's not going to be exact on the curve, but it's not going to be on there for very long. Just long enough to put the paste through it. So it doesn't have to be too perfect because it's not staying on there. It's not like if you're doing vinyl on a balloon where it's going to be staying on there. This is going to be coming off. Just got to be down enough so it doesn't, you know, allow leakage underneath. I would usually cut the corner here to make it fit the edge better. But obviously the edges have words on it, so you don't want to destroy that. This is very different for me doing it this way around. Because I'm so used to just using the words. But it's exciting as well to be doing something different, you know. It's always nice to try new things to see what different effects you can get. Okay, guys. Yeah, I think that's on. I think we're cooking on gas there. I'm really surprised these little letters have stayed in place. That has really amazed me. Okay, so I'm just going to take off the transfer tape now. Don't need that anymore. Oops, it's coming up with the, so let me just put it down a bit more and then do it. This is perfect. Oh, this is so good. Even the little bits, look. That is so good. I'm really pleased with that. There might be some little areas that I have to just go back and burnish down as I'm going, but that's all right. You expect that with sort of fiddlier letters. Oops. Okay, so I'm just going to finish this off and then I will be right back. Okay, so I'm ready to do this now. I'm not sure exactly what colours I want where. So I think I want the yellow here-ish. So let me just do that. I think it's got to be quite tightly packed together to make sure it stays in position. It's a lot of more moneyer than I thought it would be. I thought it would be sort of more thicker going on. So hopefully this works. Leave it on there quite thick, so I don't want there to be any gaps once I've lifted it out. See, any normal person would have tested this out first to see if it would work. But I thought, you know, live life on the wild side and just put it straight on the bottle. What's the worst that can happen? Some of you are probably thinking, no, you're not meant to be doing it like that. I suppose I could try and... no, but then it takes off too much if you do that. I suppose if the stencil was a bit thicker, then it would probably work for doing that. But because this is quite flat to the bottle, you can't really scrape it off in that way, because then it just takes too much off. If I do this in one layer and I find that it's too thin, I'll wait for it to dry. Then I'm going to put another stencil back over the top and then layer it up again. That's my plan. And you can mix these together. The way Debbie was demonstrating it, you can mix it together, these colours. So that's what I'm going to do with the rest of it. Like a sort of ombre effect, that's the aim. It's supposed to dry quite quickly, this as well. Okay, so that's that one. Let me move on to the next colour now. I'll scrape the rest of this back in the pot because there's no need to waste that. So next one, I realised that most of the colours that I've bought are quite pinky. And this is obviously pink, so it's not going to show up as bright on there. So probably going to start off with that pink there, and then go into actually pink, and then this sort of pink, and then going into blue. Let's see how that works out. I think I'm getting more used to just patting it on rather than smoothing it out. Okay, that's that. I've mixed the colours together already. You can see how great I am at this mixed media. Everything just ends up being merged into one. Oh dear, I've got no time for cleaning in between and all that nonsense. Just want to get it on and get it done. Okay, I'm going to use some of this purple. Looks like this has been used. I did open some of them to make sure they were full to the top. Some look more full than others, but very well. Okay, so using this one now. This is like a purple. This one is called, this is not light pink, I've changed the
name of your act?
Vardanian Brothers.
So that's your surname and your brother's. How old are you boys?
28, 30 years.
Where are you from?
That was the TV deciding to come back on. Okay. So I'm going to put this at the bottom. Not at the bottom, but at the bottom of this one here. Oh, this one feels a bit thicker actually than the other ones. Than the other two. So I'm doing it here. I'm not making it touch just yet because I want to smush it together in the middle to make it more ombre-ish. Yeah, this is definitely thicker than the two I just used. I don't know how this is going to work. This is the sort of thing I'd like to do at a craft show. So as I usually do with the vinyl when I bring my silhouette to craft shows, I'll get the name and then I do it for them there and then. It takes me about 10 minutes to do one, but this would be too time consuming to do at a craft fair, so I don't think that will work. Plus drying time as well. It'll just, yeah, you'll spend too much time making one. Wouldn't make enough money. With vinyl, obviously, it's quick and easy. You do the name, you cut it out, you put it on the bottle, it's ready to go. With this, with drying time and stuff, it just would just take too long. I quite like how that embrace turned out. That's really nice. What I'm going to do is this one is just going to be a merge of sort of all of them together. So I'm just going to put what's left on there. Quite enjoying using these pastes. I've got so many glass bottles I've been collecting since last year. They're like jam jars, wine bottles, condiment jars, all sorts of jars, different sizes and stuff. And I haven't had a chance to use it. I keep saying I'm going to use it, I'm going to use it, I'm going to use it, and I end up not using it. So this will be my chance to. So should I do this one block? Because I was thinking putting the purple at the bottom, but then you won't really see it. Really see it? I think I'll do it the same way going up, actually. What I love about this, you just change your mind as you want to. I'll do this, I'll do that. Nope, just change. You can see some of it setting on here already. Where I have, next time I'll definitely try and cut it all in one. Because if you was watching from the beginning, you can see that when I cut out the bottom bit, it didn't cut out, so I had to recut it again. And so putting this on here in 2 layers, there's a gap in the middle, which obviously you've got to try and work around. Okay, so that's that. Use some green on there. It's looking quite tasty. I hope it looks tasty when I take it off. That would be the prize. Okay. And then in this bit here, maybe I'll do ombre from that to that. So I'll do this colour here. Don't need this one anymore, get that out of the way. Use that one in a second. So the reason I decided to use this paste on here is because when I saw the demo, it could be used on clothing and can be washed up to, I can't remember how harsh she said. So I thought, you know, if it can be used on clothing and it can be washed, then surely it should be able to use it on this, because you're obviously going to wash this. Wash in the washing machine. Obviously not going to wash in this washing machine, but by hand washing it, so it should be dure enough to withstand that. So hope it stays on there and it doesn't just crumble off. Okay, so let's finish it off with a bit of relaxing, guys. I think I might go over this yellow and just do, so I can see quite a lot of the it's like it's see-through, whereas here I've sort of patted it on, so I think that's how it's supposed to be, like patting it on. So I'm going to go over that with a bit more yellow, just for assurance, really. This is so pretty. Look how pretty that is. And it's only once it's dry you see how glittery it is. Yeah, it's nice. I'm going to put that down, actually. I'm going to put that inside of my little journal. Right, all sorts of inspirational things in here. Anything that sort of catches my eye. So I'm just going to get it in there. Just like a little smear. And then later I'll write something next to it to remind me of doing this for the first time. Just get it all off so nothing's wasted. There we go. Right, a bit more yellow. Now, I don't know if I should leave this till it dries before taking off the stencil. Probably not. Probably take it off before it dries, right? Okay, so just going over and patting it on rather than leaving it gappy, just to make sure. Okay, I think that's it. She says nervously. I was thinking, how is this gonna look? Oh dear. Right, so I'm just gonna tie this up, and when I come back we're gonna take it off and see what's underneath. So I've taken it all off now. You can see it's all off there. I'm just going around and adding some more yellow to fill in the areas where I took off the letters there, because it obviously just doesn't work with this. It's just too wet to try and do that. So it's just left a few little gaps. So I'm just going to fill those in. I love the way it gives it sort of a texture. It's not flat, and I think that's perfect for this style of bottle. I'm going to go around with an earbud actually and clean that up. Kids are having fun upstairs. It's the half term, by the way. Half term holiday, so if I don't do this now, I'm never going to get it done. Which is why I'm doing it while they're home. Usually I'll do it while they're at school. Great, I'm happy with that. There you go. So I'm just going around with the earbud, just clear those bits off. And I think that's quite, yeah, I like it. That's quite unusual, isn't it? Because you can see it's got like a raised texture to it. Can you see? So hopefully when it dries, it's solid. From what I saw yesterday, it was solid when I saw the demos. So hopefully it's solid even though it's raised, and then that, you know, that means it stays on there. So I'm going to let this dry, and then I'm going to come back to you and give you an update on everything. See it worked out, what's worked, what didn't work, what I'll do better next time. Okay, so it's all done now. It's all done, all done, all done. So what I'm going to do is use it for a few days, you know, put it in my handbag, do like a little test, make sure that it's durable and it works. And then I'll do a follow-up video in a few days time to tell you if it, you know, if it does stay on there, if it can be washed, all that sort of stuff. Okay, so look out for that video. But in the meantime, thanks for watching this one. Tell me if it's something that you think you're going to try yourself. Also, I want to put something on the top here, maybe like a heart or something, because it looks a bit empty. So what do you think I should put up there? And tell me if you like the colours as well. If you want to see lots more videos to do with scan and cut, to do with using mixed media, all sorts, then all you have to do is subscribe and you're going to get notifications when I do those. All right, thank you. Bye.